Hello everyone, it is such a great day outside today, so I thought it would be a good idea to do a bright makeup tutorial. I posted a little while ago on Instagram a couple of pictures of Emma Watson, who is just absolutely gorgeous and an amazing person. She's actually a big green beauty advocate. So I posted two pictures of her and asked you guys to vote on which one you wanted to see. And overwhelmingly, the vote was for the orangey red warm sort of makeup look. So you guys must be feeling the cold weather like me, because I definitely am ready for some more makeup looks to come back in. So I kind of had my hair put back. She had like a messy bun in and then these beautiful gold earrings. So I'll put the picture in like a little pop-up window so you guys can kind of see what we're going for. And then of course I will link the picture down below. But the first thing for any Emma Watson look is beautiful skin, because she is so lucky and has the most gorgeous skin. So I've already moisturized and kind of let that soak in. I'm gonna go ahead in with the Atmosphere Luminous Foundation from Vapor Organic Beauty. And I'm just gonna put this in areas where I need it, because you don't want a super heavy look for this makeup look, so I'm just kind of like splotching it on. So just anywhere you have discoloration or like an uneven skin tone or blemishes. For me, that's like concentrated kind of around here with like a couple dark marks on other places of my face. And then I'm just gonna take a damp beauty blender and just press that in. If you're someone who likes to wear a primer, definitely apply a primer before this, but I'm not gonna put on a ton of cream-based products, so that's why I'm not too worried about primer. And then just really take your time pressing it in to make sure that it's all blended. If you haven't invested in a beauty blender, or this is the Real Technique sponge, it just makes such a difference. And I couldn't recommend it more. Okay, so now that we have a base layer down, I'm gonna go in with concealer, and this is probably the most important part of this tutorial, because good concealer work allows you to let your natural skin shine through while pinpointing areas that need a little extra help for coverage. I'm gonna take a little small brush, and I'm just gonna dip it in the pot, a pretty hefty amount so I don't have to keep dipping in. Then I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand, and that's kind of what I'm gonna work from. So I'm just gonna go kind of back and forth on the back of my hand until there's just a little bit, ooh, almost dropped that. So I'm just going back and forth on the back of my hand until there's a little bit left. And then I'm gonna go in on areas that need pinpoint concealing, so little dark areas, spots, and then lastly, we will go under the eyes. So I like to work in sections of 3. I think doing like one at a time takes forever, but if you do too many spots at a time without blending, then you might forget and walk out with like a giant pale splotch. And I'm just blending all around it. I'm not blending on top of the actual spot. I don't get a ton of natural light in my house, so it's always hard filming this early in the morning because the sun hasn't really come in, so I hope that this is bright enough. I'm looking in the viewfinder and it looks bright, but you never know. That's what I found. Another question I have for you guys is, how many of you read regular blog posts? Because I've been going back and forth between really investing time in my blog versus not. But I don't know, I am not a massive blog reader. I've always been like a YouTube watcher, but I do read a couple, and those that I do read, I read a lot. So I was just curious what you guys think of blogging, and like what sort of blogs you like. Do you like them to be more personal about the person's life? Do you like them to be more lifestyle, fashion, beauty? What do you think? I'm also a big fan of not a ton of text. So is anyone else like that? Okay, that looks pretty good. So something I like to do is just take the end that I was using for foundation and just really softly press on the areas that I just was concealing, and this will pick up any extra product. So in case I forgot to blend something all the way, this will be your little savior. So I'm gonna take a little bit more of that concealer, and just in the very inner corners, everyone has different areas of their eyes that get dark. So instead of putting a ton of concealer on, I'm just focusing on the dark inner corners here. I'm gonna use my finger and just place it right here where it gets dark, and then use a clean finger to press it in. Now I'm gonna take the pointy end of the beauty blender and just softly dab over it, which will get rid of any excess that would usually end up in my crease. So Emma has beautiful bushy eyebrows, which I semi have right now. So I'm just gonna brush them with brow gel, but if you have thinner eyebrows, then definitely go ahead and fill them in. One thing I am gonna make sure that I do is brush up the front part of my brow. So this little wispy part here, she has very like whimsical brows, and leave that up. And that way you'll get sort of that bushy appearance, but the tail hairs, so-called, I'm just gonna brush down. So starting from my arch down, I'm brushing down, but these front ones, I want them to be standing up, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a cream base on for my eyes first, and that is gonna be the RMS Beauty Magic Luminizer. She has a very sparkly inner corner, and this will give us that effect. So I'm just placing this mostly concentrated on the inner corner, and then whatever is left on my finger, bringing it to the outer edge. This is also just gonna help have the powders stick a little bit more. I'm gonna grab a big fluffy brush. I'm gonna go into a warm beige shimmer color and just pack that, again, starting at the inner corner and then dragging whatever's left over out. Now she has a very warm brown crease color in this look, so I'm actually going to go into my bronzer palette. This is the Lily Lolo Bronze and Skull palette, and I'm using the bronzer shade as my crease color. I'm just gonna look straight ahead into the mirror, start at the outer corner, and just do small, really light circles inward. And she has these beautiful almond-shaped eyes, so I'm gonna concentrate on dragging it out a little bit more at the outer corner. So the deepest point should be here. Just because I feel like I'm doing my makeup like in the middle of the night, it's so dark in here, I'm just gonna take a clean brush and make sure that it's all really softly blended. Really need to invest in a ring light. They're just a little bit pricey, out of my budget for currently. So just to deepen the outer corner a little bit, I'm gonna use that same fluffy brush, and I'm going into a deep chocolate color. And I'm just gonna place that right at the outer corner, close to my lash line. Again, going in with that clean brush and just making sure the outer corner up towards your brow bone is very blended. Okay, now this is the tricky part, so I'm gonna bring in a big mirror, which hopefully you guys won't be able to see, but it's doing eyeliner. So, oh, that was the wrong end. So I freshly sharpened it, which I talked a little bit about in my makeup expiration guide. All right, you can see the mirror, but everyone will be kind to me, right? So I'm gonna start at the inner corner, and almost on my waterline, I'm just gonna draw tiny little line. You can barely see it. Connect that line here, keeping it small. And then right about the halfway point, I'm gonna start thickening the line. I personally don't like to put things in my waterline, so that's why I'm not doing that. But if you do like to put stuff in your waterline, then go ahead and do that for this look, just at the outer corner. I think it would make it look a little bit more complete. And I am going slightly thicker because we're gonna take the other side of this and just soften. Huh. Now I'm just gonna soften just the edge so it's not a harsh line. We're also gonna take this underneath, just at the very edge. I'm gonna use the shadow to drag it in. So I'm just placing it at the outer edge, not even the full third, just like the very outer corner. I'm gonna grab the warm bronzer color and drag both underneath my eye, just until the halfway point. I feel like the shimmer that I have on the inner corner isn't picking up on camera, but the more you can make it shimmery, the better. All right, going in with lots of black mascara now. Okay, so those are the eyes pretty much done. I might go back in and do some more highlighting afterwards, but let's go back to the base. So she has a very bronze, warm toned base. However, on like the very base of the apples of her cheek, she has a little bit of a pinky glow. So I'm gonna go in with some cream blush, and I'm just gonna smile and focus like right here, so it just looks like it's kind of emerging from here. So just at the base of my apples of my cheeks, just adding a little bit of color. So getting a small contour brush, I'm going to do a tiny bit of contouring with this palette before I use it to just kind of like brush over my whole face. So I'm just going to suck in and go just at the very back. And this is super soft. Doesn't need to be harsh at all. I'm just doing it because she has amazing cheekbones and mine seem to be lacking. Just gonna pull my hair out of the way before we start to bronze. Grabbing a bigger fluffy brush and going to that same color and just lightly tapping. Now I'm just gonna do big C motions. And all this might need to be adjusted once we put on the lip color, but for right now, we're just trying to warm up the complexion a little bit. Now for the big part of this makeup look is the lips. And for this, I'm gonna be using 100% Pure's Cocoa Butter Matte Lipstick in Nopal. And I'm going to be using this with kind of a mixture to get that sort of glossy finish. So I'm just going to start by applying it straight from the bullet. I'm going to go in with the RMS Beauty Lip and Cheek Balm and really work it in. That way it'll stay on a little bit better, and then I'm just going to apply a tiny bit more. And then I'm just going to go back through and do some finishing touches. So I might deepen the shade in my crease a little bit and add a tiny bit more. And then you are good to go. So this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a ton of fun making it. I think Emma Watson is absolutely fantastic, and I was gonna say fantastic and wonderful, so I was gonna combine those two words, but I caught myself. This is definitely something that I would wear out. I'd actually wear this like on a day where I was just feeling like I wanted to wear a lot of makeup. So today I think I'll probably just keep this makeup on and go about my day. It's only like 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'm feeling very put together for 10 o'clock in the morning. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below. Also hit subscribe if you aren't already for weekly videos every Friday. I love to hear what you guys want to see, so definitely anytime you have a suggestion, let me know and I would be happy to make those videos for you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend or week or whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys next Friday. Bye!